What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mic It Yourself. And this week we're gonna do something we haven't done in a while. It's been a minute since we've done this video. I've actually been dealing with some health issues, mainly with my back, which has made making some of these videos really hard to do, and it's limited my ability. So I appreciate you guys staying, with the channel, following, watching the videos. Take care of yourself, especially as you get older, because it gets harder and harder, right? So that said, this is going to be a review video. We're going to catch up on a couple of items that we've tested out or kind of messed around with over time and give you kind of my feedback as far as how they performed. Before we jump into this, I did want to also share with you an experience that I had, because I think it's important to promote business when things are really good, right? And there is no sponsorship in this particular situation here, and that is Vol, Honda, Acura. They're all in National City, I believe. And I recently purchased a used vehicle. I got treated very well. It was an awesome experience. And if you're in the market for a car or something like that, used vehicle, go down to any of the mall locations down in National City and ask for Ray Ayala. Amazing sales guy, super cool, and also a Harley rider. He rides a lowrider ST, looks awesome. Check him out, ask for him, let him know Mike from Mic It Yourself sent you, and yeah, you'll be treated very well. Okay, let's jump into the stuff that we're looking to cover. All right, guys, so the two products that we're talking about in relation to the 2017 Road Glide is the Cerwin-Vega 6-channel amplifier that we installed in our saddlebag, and the Diamond Audio Kickpods that we put in our lowers. If you watch the videos, you know that one of the initial things I kind of noticed or determined was it felt like the amp was running a little bit warmer than I'd like it to in my saddlebag, and I wanted to provide cooling, so I introduced the 12-volt little fan, and that did an amazing job at cooling things down. I still didn't feel like it was right, and what I did find is that unit just was not running at the correct temperature. We swapped that unit out, and no problem. Customer service, amazing, great stuff. I was able to get that swapped out because it needed to be performing a little bit better, and we got the new unit in, no problems. It happens. At the end of the day, when something like that happens, what's super important is that you get good customer service, and Cerwin-Vega brought that to the table. We got the right unit in there. I have no need for cooling, but just because I wanted to have some fun, I actually was thinking of a couple of ideas that I may bring to the table at some point. I'm just not sure. It has to do with essentially creating a ram air situation with a 90-degree bend in it, so that way it hangs below the saddlebag. It's out of your view, and it's able to catch that wind and pump it into the saddlebag. And with providing that 90-degree bend in it, it'll also help prevent water from getting up in there. Something that needs to be figured out a little bit more, so the reason why I haven't showed it to anybody just yet, but it's something that's out there. And if you're interested in that video, let me know. I mean, if there's a heavy demand for something like that, that'd definitely be a help to motivate me. So in regards to the amplifier, super loud, super crisp sound. It partners well with the head unit. My tour pack is not on the bike at the moment, but with the speakers on there, again, it's just perfect. You're able to really dial in that sound. It is so nice and powerful. You get clear audio, even when you, like me, you can't hear anything. So you jack that volume up and it still sounds amazing. People around me don't always appreciate it, but hey, too bad, man. All right, our second item are the Diamond Audio Kickpods. Now, the big difference about these from your standard lowers is the standard lowers are basically open to the back end, and just they get covered by whatever the backside of your lower is, compared to these actually being a cupped pod, which helps direct the sound going forward. Now, keep in mind that you're working with 6.5-inch speakers. These are not subwoofers. These are mid-bass at best, right? So make sure your expectations are in place. Now, one thing I did notice, and we showed that with the decibel meter, is that the sound was directed at us more effectively, making it louder. And in combination with the amplifier, it's been great. So I love these lowers. These things are great. The one call out I did have was the right one seemed to sit a little bit close to the engine. I'm still monitoring that to see if I get any kind of discoloration or anything like that over time. But so far, so good. We'll see. Now, I will admit, because of my back, I've had a little bit less riding time than I would like to have. So I still want to kind of keep an eye on this thing and make sure it's good. But really, that is literally the only concern. And you can shift your lower out a little bit if necessary by just loosening the bolts and kind of moving it off to the side a little bit more. But ultimately, yeah, it's been fine. And again, that kind of, you know, really goes hand in hand with the quality of material that you use, right? And Diamond Audio obviously used great material because it is holding up to that engine heat. And if you know, just like I do, M8s, they don't usually run cold. So great products. Let's take a look at one more thing that's related to the 2017 Road Glide. And then we've got some cool stuff that we want to take a look at again from the Road King. So the last item I wanted to cover for the Road Glide is the Tour Pack rack or storage or whatever the heck you want to call it that we made using the threaded bar and some eye bolts. And I've had this thing up here now for a little while. No issues. There's a little bit of a bend there. You can kind of see, I don't know, hopefully how well, but ultimately it's held up really great. It's very stable. I've had no problems with it. And considering I live in California where we get the shaky from time to time, you know, I've got trust in this thing if I'm willing to put this thing up there and let it hang, knowing we may have a little, you know, jumping house fun here at any point in time. Now, I don't have it loaded up, like there's not a bunch of stuff in there. So I do minimize the weight, but I mean, at the same time, that allows me to be able to open that or maneuver it much easier and not kill myself with a bunch of weight in that tour pack. So let's talk about solving a problem that didn't need to be solved, because I killed it with this stupid blanket roll strap deal. So if you remember watching that video, I had added buttons to it to strap this on and was try to figure out how to make it work not only from the front but also on the sissy bar when needed. And I just couldn't get it to work out right because the buttons weren't strong enough to hold it. And my limitation was not being able to adjust the width of these because there was a strap on the back side that kind of held these things in parallel, right? So that was my challenge. And I went out of my way to buy some additional leather, and I 3D printed some clips or whatever. And lo and behold, I could have simply just removed this piece, and these work as independent straps to strap onto whatever it is you need. So I guess what I'm trying to say is take a little bit more time to ingest your issue, look at what you already have as a solution, because it might still work. You just got to think a little bit outside the box and just pull off the stupid little strap that's not holding you back. Lesson learned. Our next item is the Binlari peg mounts that I ordered. They look great. I love them, except for I don't feel like it gives me enough space on this side. And that might be because I decided to use these instead of the pegs that it came with. But ultimately, you know, guys want to be able to swap them out. And if you can't swap it out and have an effective product, then you've got challenges. I do have an issue on this side. I am going to be looking for another solution, maybe that sticks out, something that sticks out just a little bit more than this one. When I order this, and I mean, they bolt up, so the statement is true. I got the ones and they said that it went from X year to like 2023 or whatever it is, and they fit, they go on there. It just, that part, that's no good. So I'm going to look and see if I can find some different sizes and to be able to push this out just a little bit. I don't want it to stick out too much where I end up hitting my calves on it again. But at the same time, what I don't want is to ruin my Willie G's because they're sitting right on the heat shield or whatever it is, right? Again, maybe just another lesson learned, trying to figure out like what's the right mount for this. So as soon as I find out, I'll let y'all know. Okay guys, the last item I want to cover is the seat we reupholstered. And I've got to say, the output, I still stand by it. It came out far better than I ever expected. Being somebody who didn't and who has never sewn a motorcycle seat together before. Now granted, I had a template to follow using the old pieces, but I did have to extend them, right? I had to make them bigger because I was changing the shape of the foam. A couple of lessons learned is I should have added some kind of glue to help the vinyl kind of stick more to the foam to get a better defined backrest. And the lines could have been straighter. So, I mean, I could have done a better job, I think, with more training or, I don't know, something, right? And again, this is just me learning. So I would say this is a win as far as the seat goes. Now, the reason it's not on the bike is because I want to do it better. I want to find, or I want to learn some techniques to produce a better output. I am going to start with just simply doing a flat design, so no diamond stitch or anything like fancy like that. It's just going to be straight up simple. I just want to be able to figure out or learn how to make good, consistent patterns based off of a seat that I have, so that way I can cut those out and sew them together to make a complete seat. And then maybe after that, once I've got that nailed down, then I might look at getting fancy with doing crazy stitch jobs or whatever, but that might be a little bit more beyond not my capability, but beyond the tools I'm looking to invest in right now. So we'll see, because I think it takes a little bit more fancy sewing machine than what I've got. So if you watch that video and you're wondering if you can do it, I'm telling you, if you've got that old seat cover, use it as a template, trace it all out. Don't be afraid to do it yourself. You can win. All right, guys, so that's going to be a wrap for this review video. I hope it brought you some value. Again, we want to do a little bit more burning on them Kickpods just because of me not being able to ride longer. Hopefully, I'll be back on two wheels in the next week or so. Until then, I really appreciate you all watching this video. I want to say thank you to Diamond Audio and Cerwin-Vega. Great products. Use Mic It Yourself as the checkout code. Save yourself 10%. And until my next video does post, I hope to see you in the win.